commie Nazis. That's what they are. They're not real communists, and they act like frickin' Nazis. They are commie Nazis. Hey, welcome. It is me, jenbelogura. I'm just a girl who wants to complain about stuff while getting high. This week on What Pissed Me Off, well, the first thing that really pissed me off, Jethro the Palace Cat has passed away. LGBTQ advocacy group wants Rotary Center to renew rental with church. Nome blames fake news for her dog's story. You remember those middle school girls? Well, we have some updates. Yeah. And the person who, if they were my child, I would be embarrassed, explaining to the world what they are doing to themselves at Disneyland. Unfortunately, long-term resident of Wildcat Sanctuary, Jethro the Palace Cat has passed away. He passed away just, I'm assuming, from old age. He was 10. I'm assuming Palace Cats don't usually live that long in the wild, but I could be wrong. Let's have a moment for Jethro. Jethro, you will be missed. And now on to more LGBTQ madness. An LGBTQ advocacy group wants the Rotary Center here in Kelowna to review its rental agreement with the church. Let's watch what Castanet has provided us. It's loud.
Advocacy Canada, a prominent LGBTQ group, has raised concerns regarding the inclusive policies at the Rotary Center for the Arts. The group is urging the RCA to reevaluate its policies and procedures to ensure that everyone feels welcome in the community space. The rental agreement between the RCA and Praxis Church, an organization that utilizes space within the center, has been brought into question. Advocacy Canada argues that Praxis Church's beliefs and practices are at odds with the RCA's commitment to inclusivity.
As a public building that they are renting to an organization that essentially preaches exclusion from certain communities, and the Rotary Center of the Arts, being a public facility, should be practicing its own policies about being a space that is inclusive to all at all times.
The group has put together a letter and is asking for signatures, calling on the RCA to ensure the Art Center remains a space.
I just want to stop right here because did you hear the individual speak about how everyone needs to be included, right? And things like that, and that the RCA needs to be a place of inclusion for groups? Well, wouldn't that basically be, excluding the church, from the RCA's, rental agreement? And I'm pretty sure that can go on a whole different thing there. But basically, one advocacy group wants another group to stop renting to another group just because the first group doesn't like what Group C has to offer, even though the rental is with Group B, not with Group A, and by Group A forcing Group B to do what they want, they kind of shoot themselves in the foot. I mean, you're screaming for inclusion. The Rotary Arts is all about inclusivity. You're not even going to probably go to that, church. I've looked at Praxis before and I was like, this is a very sketchy, church, but this is more fundamentalist wise church, in my opinion. Sketchy, very hardcore, making the Catholics look, like pussies. But yeah, that's something that I don't quite fathom around the whole situation, is the one group, the Rotary Center, is being accommodating even though they probably don't agree with the church. But the LGBT group wants the Rotary group to exclude the church because they exclude LGBT. Do you guys see that? Do you guys, seriously? I can't be the only person that sees that and thinks it's absolute BS.
free from discrimination based on sexual orientation or gender identity. Praxis defines themselves as a gospel-centered church, which believes marriage is a sacred union between one man and one woman, as stated on their website.
They're arguing that the Rotary Center needs to be a space that is safe and welcoming to all, and we agree. And there's a wide diversity of people within the Rotary. The Rotary is that space. The irony is that Advocacy Canada is trying to make it a space that's not welcoming to the Christian church. We're striving to create a place where everyone feels welcome and can find a community where they can explore what it means to be a disciple of Jesus.
Saying all are welcome.
See, didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say that? I should have just let this finish. However, even I have to agree with the priest. The priest even sees the lunacy in this of basically an LGBT advocacy group basically being commie Nazis. That's what they are. They're not real communists and they act like frickin' Nazis. They are commie Nazis. I'm like serious. Commie Nazis! Commie Nazis! Commie... I'll stop.
Come is a different from being inclusive. That goes back to the person. If I don't feel I belong in a space and made to feel belong, then you don't have inclusion.
McWaters says the group isn't trying to target a religion, but rather hold the local community space and Praxis Church accountable.
We're not against a particular belief. That is not our space, but the space is being held in a location, in a community, city-funded facility that does say they are inclusive to all, and those practices aren't actually, put into action.
For Castanet News, I'm Madison Reeve in Kelowna.
The backflipping of this person was insanity. You are excluding a group which you do not agree with, that the Rotary Center has a rental agreement which they have yet to breach. You do not go to this church, most likely. You probably have no interest otherwise to try to fuel some kind of look at all these groups that hate us agenda. Like, I don't even agree with the church, and I stand with the Rotary Center and the church, and that it's kind of asinine to, force the Rotary Center to exclude a religion because their religion, doesn't include, the recognition of trans people and things like that. That's crazy. That is trying to control a religious organization. You're essentially trying to push these people into an underground and make them more resentful towards something to make any kind of headway and progress. This is just nutbags. Seriously, nutbags. Like that's, again, commie Nazis. Commie Nazis. That's all these people are commie Nazis. And I keep saying commie, and I've said commie too many times, and now Trotsky's here. But no, they're commie Nazis. I don't even like how most of these leftists take communism as their thing and can't even live up to half of communism's expectations. This is why I absolutely love Lenin for basically stating that the ultra left are useless. Lenin said that. So anybody wants to start bashing on communism, here's the thing, you gotta be unlearned from the Red Scare. That's just the thing, and understand true communism. The people who are into the whole communism nowadays are not commies. They're basically fake Satanists. In high school you knew that person, probably was me, who weren't 100% behind the religion that they were studying, but they were like, oh, look at my, backwards cross and things like that. And guess what? I am still a big fan of satanic things because it's about being your own god. I'm all about being my own god, baby. Preach to this goddess. I'm also strong enough to wake up with a god on my chest demanding outside time. Anyways, I'm going to stop that for this section because I'm going to lose my mind balls. And it is time to catch up with Kristi Nome, South Dakota governor. And now, she is great because she is blaming fake news for people's outrage over her shooting her dog and goat. Not sure about what's with the goat, but I do love goat. They're very nice. You get a nice goat and you get a couple of goats, you can have goat milk. And here's just the thing. I'm just an animal lover. Like Mr. Trotsky right here will probably agree with me. I'm just an animal lover. And I'm pretty sure most people are animal lovers. And when you write it in a book that you do not have the patience, it seems, to train your hunting dog and shoot it and then say people are pissed off because of fake news. Really? Really? Kristi, you're doing it again. You know that part where you take your gun and you shoot yourself in the foot? Yeah, you're doing it again. And this time by saying fake news when you wrote it. Oh, Mr. Potato, you are a silly. Now, I'm not too sure why she shot the goat aside from, I mean, goat meat is also good. I like goats in many forms, just like I like pigs and cow in many forms. Where is our goat problem? Oh, Mr. Potato, I cannot find the goat thing. I need new glasses. Oh, yes, the demon goat, who often knocked down Nomes' children. Dude, it's a male goat. And tied him to a post and shot him. She dragged him and tied him to a post and shot him. And needed one more shell to finish the job. Oh, she couldn't even shoot him right properly the first time. Like, right between the, like, seriously, in the eye, like, this is the same woman who believes that President Biden should put down his German Shepherd because, you know, he bit a few servicemen. Now, I understand the concern about, what was it, Captain, Commander, biting, you know, some servicemen. I do understand that. But at the same time, the dog is a rescue German Shepherd. There's going to be some aggression, a little bit of aggression. And again, this is more down to re-socializing the dog and training the dog and seeing if you can find the dog a Caesar Milan-like character. Anyone could be, you know, with Kristi Nome. She clearly has no patience to raise a dog. She seems to be pissed off and decided at one point, right, I believe this is after the dog, she shoots the goat. So she just seems to be on some sort of animal shooting spree that day. You ask me, this lady is a little too trigger happy and needs to have her pets removed and livestock. Pets and livestock removed. Maybe her guns too, but that's an American thing, you know? I'm pro-gun, but there's also a time where you're like, lady, you have issues. And the next time you take out that gun, you might as well take out both feet. Because that's basically what she did. Take out both feet. Pow! Pow! Alrighty, now on to the next thing. Because I can't seem to get rid of Trotsky as much as I try. Right, bud? So, in my last episode, you guys might have remembered me telling you about a transgender student who completely annihilated girls' track and field game, while the other girls decided to take a protest against the transgender student playing against them. One sex versus the other sex, essentially. Now, a West Virginia high school track student, I don't know why I wanted to say teacher, what are you doing, has joined a Title VI lawsuit. No, 11? That's gotta be 11. I'm so sorry. It's been a while since I've done Roman numerals. It's 11 or 9. I'm not sure. Anyone can correct me down at the bottom. Please do, because I forgot. About being harassed by the transgender teammate in the locker room. According to documents, PJ made several offensive and inappropriate comments to Cross, that's the person suing, throughout the school shot put season. The interaction led to an escalation to more aggressive and vile and disturbing comments during Cross's final years at the middle school. So I guess she's in, Adelia Cross is in high school right now. She's probably a year or so older, and left the middle school, to go into her high school years. But yes, during the end of that year, 2 to 3 times per week, BPJ would look at me and make sexually vulgar remarks. And there were usually other girls around too who would hear this. And I heard BPJ say the same thing to my other teammates as well. Oh my god, why? Why? Like, this is what happens when you put males in a female space. Like, especially with raging teenage hormones. And I believe that they were also on testosterone or puberty blockers or whatever, and that really didn't change much when it came to their shot put annihilation. So, again, oh, I don't want to go through all that exhibit. Cross alleges vulgar comments cause deep distress, affecting the ability to continue with the participation of track and field. And the transgender student made more explicit sexual statements that felt threatening to me. At times, would remark on the desire to carry out sexual assaults. The student was expressing how they wanted to carry out sexual assault on other students. And where are the teachers in this? Where are the teachers? Really, where are the teachers? Even Trotsky thinks this is bullshit. Okay, seriously. If I was a parent of a daughter in that school who was on track and field, I would lose my mind. I would absolutely lose my mind if that was happening. That should be taken seriously. Just like when the students showed basically a burn book to the counselors, and the counselors weren't on it within minutes. Instead, 5 hours later, a poor student gets their head beat in with Stanley Cup, while other students had to watch and be traumatized to that. Because where are the teachers? Where are the counselors? Why are they not getting their hands dirty in the education system? I can't. And I believe at one point, he's basically told them to suck on his... And basically, everyone was saying, if I complained, I would be unfairly labeled as transphobic. And we're seeing this a lot more and more, where we're letting biological males who seem to want to be in women's spaces, I don't know why, or in women's sports. Boris, this isn't OnlyFans, we don't need to see your butthole. Stop it. Boris! Yeah, I do not believe that anybody should be labeled transphobic when they are trying to cite a safety concern. And we're probably going to see this more and more and more, which is very frustrating to see more young girls being treated like second-class citizens for the feelings of a small percent of students who might be using this as a way of just getting their creepy rocks off early. I know this sounds terrible, but it does start somewhere. One does not escalate to murder. It's usually petty crime. Unless they're really angry and the person was sleeping on their property and then no, that's just self-defense. That's not murder. Boris, are you done being Boris? That's a Boris. God, I don't want to do this one. Just let me die. Oh God, do I have to react to them? No. God, no. Oh, I'd be so embarrassed if they were my kid. Oh God. And this is me saying that as someone who's done porn. I'd be embarrassed if this person was my child. I haven't seen this yet, but our favorite really creepy guy, I don't know why he creeps me out, but he's the one who likes to, complain when he gets misgendered and makes a big deal about it, and he's to post it on TikTok instead of growing a pair of balls, which apparently he already lopped off.
We're about to get banned from Disney. Last summer, I got my cake pops removed, and the plan up until recently was to get my marshmallow wand reconfigured into a marshmallow tunnel. Unfortunately, a few weeks ago, I noticed some hair regrowth on my marshmallow wand. That's bad because the outside of the wand is what becomes the inside of the tunnel, so you don't want hair growing there, or else it's very uncomfortable. So I talked to my surgeon, and he said that it would be best to postpone the procedure until after hair removal is complete. This is obviously disappointing because I was really excited to have a marshmallow tunnel sooner. That being said, it is still happening. We're just not sure when it's happening. Hair removal is a fickle thing, and it's really hard to predict when it will.
Why does Disney have pride? You know what? They're a bajillion-dollar company who wants to capitalize on everybody, even if that's exploiting their identity issues. I'll stop asking why Disney has Pride merch.
But my hair removal technician thinks it will be before the end of the year. So, fingers crossed. Oh, go. Want some? My mom's here, by the way. The marshmallow tunnel. I'm gonna get banned from Disney.
How are you not banned? Oh wait, that's TikTok. Never mind. I honestly feel like if that was my son, I would have slapped him. I don't know why. I'm a very open person, but it's more or less doing this at Disney which is really kind of creepy when you gotta think there are families around, but you know, whatever. It's nice that, you know, his mom didn't slap him, I guess. Isn't Tino Italian though? I mean, that could also just be like a stage name or, you know, like not their real last name. Just saying. So their mom might not be slappy Italian, if Italian at all. So I don't know. I don't know. I can't say. And for all I know, this maybe mom is Italian by adoption. You know, she got adopted into Italian family. I do not know. I'm just saying we need more moms slapping. Moms need to get tough on the kids again. That's how you're not going to raise a generation of wimps. I'm looking at you, millennials, with your iPad children. But Jen, what do you know about having kids? I have a 10-year-old who functions like a 3-year-old with and is nonverbal. He's got autism. I know a lot. And when I see normal kids acting out, like not anything obviously wrong aside from the parent not being able to step their ground, trust me, I have given the dirtiest look at so many parents in the grocery store and I do not even care. I will look at you and be that parent judging you. We need to bring back parents judging parents. I know, what do you... Yeah, I can be judged. I can judge it. I can dish it. Remember one time wanting to slap my mom because she judged me for my workaholicness. And I'm like, you did the exact same thing to me. And at least I leave my son with a parent, not leaving them with their sibling. Oh, I could have slept. Anyways, if you've liked it so far, don't forget to subscribe for more fun. There is going to be a video essay coming out later this month, at the end of the month, I am hoping, as well as June 1st. Do not forget it. I am doing a live chat and doing my nails. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!